Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, November the 1st. Pleasure to have you with us today. And I've got my friend LOIS Long who is standing by. And LOIS, of course, is a volunteer.
Indeed.
For the Alzheimer's Association. And you've been on this program several times talking about the need for knowledge dealing with Alzheimer's. You were telling me before we came on how many people in Missouri alone are dealing with this.
Figures show over 110,000 people in Missouri are affected by Alzheimer's. But the significant thing is that it's growing because there is no known cure or treatment that stops it. There are medications that slow down the effects of it, but still it is a behavior that stresses the person and their caregivers. And my being an advocate for the caregivers is trying to figure out ways to help them take care of someone who has a memory loss. It may be Alzheimer's, it may be another kind of dementia, it may be Parkinson's disease. All of these have organic changes in the brain, and it is not yet understood exactly why or what starts that, even though research is ongoing. Mm-hmm. And so today I wanted to talk about how we are noticing, as caregivers would, the changes in a person's ability to drive safely.
Now, you know, this would come on slowly, right?
Probably.
And you have to open your eyes to what's going on, and you have to accept what is going on if you're a caregiver.
You have to acknowledge it, but it's very hard. It's like losing someone slowly. It's sort of, to me, a grieving process. The person doesn't suddenly become unable to do anything.
Right.
They lose those abilities a little at a time.
So how do you know, or how does a person know that their loved one may be developing Alzheimer's or the effects of Alzheimer's?
By their behaviors. When they cannot remember things that they used to be able to recall very quickly, when they become confused and disoriented at places.
But you said this starts slowly, right?
Yes.
It starts slowly
may take,
and then it...
Right. And research shows now that this onset may be 2 to 20 years before it's manifest in such a way that it's diagnosed. And once people are diagnosed with Alzheimer's or another kind of dementia, they may live another 20 years or not. But it is other conditions, I believe, in the body that most often take a person's life. Say they have congestive heart failure, maybe they have pulmonary problems, and when their brain cannot tell their body what to do, then these other conditions may be indeed what take their life. But on the other hand, as we progress, it is the caregiver that is there 24/7,
right,
trying to help the person be safe. 6 out of 10 people with Alzheimer's wander. So persons are, we've talked about this before, they may walk out the door in cold weather without a coat. They do not realize temperature
right,
changes and things like that. So they are not able to make reasonable decisions for themselves.
Let's talk about driving.
Yes, sir.
Because this is something that shows our independence.
Exactly. It's like a badge.
It is. It is. You know, you get the car keys, you can get in your car, and you can drive. But there comes a point when perhaps it's not safe for someone to drive. They may not understand the fact that it's not safe for them to drive. How does a caregiver deal with that?
Well, the Alzheimer's Association does a lot of educational materials, but one of the brochures that they have is called Staying Safe. And a big part of what is in here is about what you notice when people are becoming unsafe to drive. And for instance, when they forget where they're going, they get in the car and they are thinking about something else. So like my dad's wife said, well, we were going to the grocery store, but he went to the other end of town. They cannot keep their mind on what the initial thought was. So things at random change. There may be things that they do that are unsafe, in the course of in traffic.
Yes.
But,
and it's important. It's important for the caregiver to recognize this and gently move the needle into the direction of them not driving.
And involve other people, like their doctor, in helping to say this, because sometimes caregivers can't say it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
go
difficult.
over.
I can imagine it's very,
Right.
very difficult to do that.
But if people want more information about staying safe, they can go to the Alzheimer's website, alz.org/driving, and there's even videos of people interacting with a parent when they know they have backed into somebody's car and they shouldn't be driving.
Yeah. And where can they get this little pamphlet that we're holding?
Well, I'm saying go online.
And
all of it's at
there.
alz.org/driving.
All right. You've got a little poem?
Yes, Paul.
Last time you were on, you had a poem, and we had several requests for it.
Well, this is, in a way, a follow-up. I entitled it Today. Open every cell in your body to be healed. Let pain leave. Guide the release. Gently let blockages go. Wash each DNA strand with holy water. Restore original purpose. Develop in truth to become a loved and loving being inspired by the Spirit. Find oneness today.
Oh, that's beautiful, Lois.
Thank you.
That reminds me of something that one of the nurses told my mother when she was starting chemotherapy. And it has to do with your way of thinking.
Indeed.
She said, I'll never forget this. She said, think of that chemotherapy going into your body.
Right.
And scrubbing all that cancer away, taking
Yes.
all the bad things away. If you activate your mind to work with the body, you have a much better chance of healing yourself.
That is what this is, letting go of those blockages, whether it's cancer or whatever pain within the body that we feel.
Let go of it.
Let go.
And let the healing flow into you.
Indeed.
Thank you very much, Lois Long. It's a
Thanks
pleasure
for
to
having
have
me.
you here. Again, you can go to alz.org/driving for more information on this. And you are really an asset to the Alzheimer's Association. Please come back again, will you?
Thank you.
All right, Lois Long. Monday, we've got Children's Grove and pet health tips. If there is something you would like to hear or see, I would love to hear from you. Simply drop me an email. That's at pepperp.missouri.edu. And have yourself a good weekend. Bye-bye.